Jeremy, obviously we have had a very tough weekend with all this smoke. Sometimes it felt like it was getting better, then sometimes you felt like it was getting worse. So what do you think the next maybe 24 hours kind of looks like for us?
Okay, to start, this isn't really smoke from our wildfires. Sure, those have added to it, but the fires burning in Canada are so much more massive and so much more widespread and pumping so much more smoke into the air that all of our smoke over the weekend actually came from those fires burning to our north.
We would have had it regardless.
Yes.
Wow.
So getting rid of it is a much bigger problem than just kind of a quick shift in wind direction. If that were the case, we would already have healthy air, clean air, and blue skies overhead. Instead, we need that southerly wind to pick up a little bit more, but that's exactly what we don't want to see for the wildfires.
Sigh.
So it's a double-edged sword. Let's talk about it, because we do get a bit of both the next couple of days. We do get a little bit of rain, but rain doesn't really do a good job of cleaning the atmosphere. It's just not an efficient way to get cleaner air. It just doesn't do what we all, I guess, would hope it does. Instead, it just kind of pulls some of the smoke out of the sky and then leaves the rest of it, and it makes small, not even noticeable improvements. What does, though, is wind, and we do wind up seeing a little more wind the next couple of days. That eventually brings rain and then an improvement in air quality. But here's the smoke. Here's the whole story. Canada, Friday, Saturday it takes over, that northerly flow continues, and by Sunday it was so much smoke, so widespread, so low to the ground that you could actually pick out some of the mountains across the region. That's Rainier, Hood, Adams, and Mount St. Helens right there. Air quality alerts remain in effect through tomorrow. Now they have been extended, and they will likely remain in place as our air quality slowly improves. Slow. Right now we sit at a 178. It was very unhealthy this morning, and it likely eventually improves to unhealthy for some a little later today as we continue to see that improvement. Notice most of it a little bit farther out to our west. The smoke is much worse as you get closer to the Cascades, and eventually it winds up kind of clearing out thanks to a southerly wind. That pushes most of our smoke away, but eventually pushes in some from the south that made it to the south. We have to get rid of smoke to our south that came from Canada. It is a wild ride. Now, as we move through Tuesday and Wednesday, wind does pick up and it gets a bit breezy. Wednesday, we'll see wind gusts around 15 to 25 miles per hour. That is on the backside of our next round of moisture moving into the region from the remnants of Hurricane Hilary. We're going to see those showers take over, but basically flood watches remain in effect across the region as we see some heavy rain. Most of that rain stays in southeast Washington and north Idaho over the course of the next couple of days. We don't really get that much here in eastern Washington. I do think we wind up seeing some work its way in tomorrow, but all in all, it is not much moisture. It's a little bit. The shift in wind direction is what's going to clear us out, but any bit of moisture that we can squeeze out is going to make a big difference. It does look like rain's a little more steady tomorrow. Not quite the rain that we are going to see in some of the mountains, and it does look a little bit like we start clearing out on Wednesday, and then a little bit drier, a little bit warmer each day heading into the weekend.